What's up, everyone, and welcome to another Bitcoin market update. In these videos, you can find out where Bitcoin might be moving next and learn technical analysis in the process. Let's start off here on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin. We are seeing this trend rather, where we're seeing higher highs and lower highs on the RSI, signifying decreasing strength. This is telling us to be weary of increases in price as we get up to these levels. The main resistance level that we're keeping an eye on is this pivot level right up here, which is about 63.2. Right now, last week we had our increase in bull volume here, which was right off of the previous week where we had this long lower wick of people buying the dip. We'll see, as last week we did have somewhat of a longer upper wick for the size of the overall candle. For that weekly candle, we'll see if this week we can continue higher and go up to this 63K level or higher. Let's take a look at the 3-day time frame. Each one of these time frames tells us a different kind of story here. Now, the 3-day time frame still in decent position after we're coming off of this support level right here. We had a nice rally. We came down. We're trying to form a higher low here in comparison to this one, and then we'll need to see a higher high to go up to that 63K level. 2-day time frame. If we go to the 2-day time frame right now, this is looking very good for continuation higher if we end up closing like this. The reason for that is because we would be seeing declining bear volume, meaning the selling is starting to get weaker with each passing candle that closes, and we have this long lower wick on the previous 2-day, and we would have a doji candle right here, which typically signifies indecision and a potential reversal in price action. And since we're moving down here in price, that would be reversing the price to go up. So we'll see if we end up getting that. But the 2-day time frame is looking pretty good if we get a close like that. Let's go to the daily time frame, and we can see this gray level that is our main support level that I will be looking to place bids on if we end up getting down to this level. This is down here at about 55,888 and 55,303, right on that daily pivot level. You can't even see it because my pink line is right on top of it. So that is confluence there, the pivot level and the gray support zone, signifying the price should bounce from this area. If we end up going down into this area, I would imagine we get a bounce here, and then we close above this wick of this candle, either on the first day that we go down there or on the second subsequent day after the first day that we run down there. The target for that is right around 63.1, that weekly pivot level. We'll end up seeing if we get that. We've been calling for this gray zone for quite some time now, since back here on March 25th. So a bit of time and price action in between, and we are not getting much action on that gray zone. Let's look at the 12-hour time frame here, because this is giving us a lot of clarity as to why price action is reacting the way that it is currently. So there's a few different levels to keep in mind, and I'll put this pivot on in a second. This yellow level right here, we can even take this one off. This yellow level is our resistance level that we rejected off of right here. Now, we talked about this level yesterday. We talked about two scenarios. The first scenario was we go right through this zone, and then we long a retest of this zone. So that would have been right here. We go right through it, and then we close above it, and then we bounce right off of it. Or the second scenario was like exactly what just happened, where we came into it, we rejected off of it. Now, the other thing to keep in mind, though, is now we have this purple support zone that we've just freshly printed. And why is this a support zone? The reason is because we have this high right here with both of these candle bodies, where we went up in price, rejected off of this level, and then went down right here. But then we went above, and then we closed both of these candles above this previous high, signifying this trend is a valid bullish trend change. So that would make this a support level. Now, I did enter a long position on this earlier today, but I did close it in this area just because After taking a closer look, I didn't really like the way that the daily time frame looked, and so this was something where I was like, well, let's wait to see what the 12-hour candle close gives us. If we see something like declining bear volume with a long lower wick of people buying the dip, then maybe I'll enter back some of the position and target the 63K level as I initially did. The other confluent area inside of this that you can't really see very well is this pivot level right here, which is the hourly pivot level, and that's right around 57.9. So that is the main support level that we're seeing. The gray level down here, once again, more confluence here with the S1 hourly pivot inside of that gray zone. So if we do end up coming down into this gray zone, I will be liking this zone for a bounce. Like I said, I don't really know where price is going to go from this 12-hour zone because there's conflicting signals. If we look at the daily time frame, this candle looks very bearish and good for continuation lower. If you look at the 2-day time frame, this looks like it's going to go higher, because if this ends up closing as a doji candle with decreasing bear volume, that would be good for a move higher. And then if you look at the 3-day time frame, it's difficult to say because we have this longer upper wick of people selling into the rise in price, but also it's still being a white candle if we close right here, so that might be good for a push higher as well. If we go to the lower term time frames, 8-hour time frame, we are currently trying to bounce here. We had an increase in bear volume right here, which means right up here there's a lot of stop losses. So we may need to go up into the zone at some point in time. You can see the reaction to this pivot level right now. I mean, the 8-hour closed right above that pivot level. And so that's very good for the bulls, and we'll see if that ends up continuing to go higher from here, or if we end up closing below this pivot level in the coming hours here. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that this is the main level that we're watching. 14 minutes until we either close back above this low, which is at 58,291 on this exchange. The reason that is a key low for us to watch is because we have a high, low, lower high in comparison to this one, and then lower low right here in the same candle. So that is telling us if this candle does not close back above this candle right here in the next 13 minutes, that is going to end up meaning that this is a confirmed bear trend on the 4-hour time frame, and this level right here will end up being a resistance zone on the first test. So that will look like something like this. So if this ends up closing below this zone, a retest of this zone may show rejection, and we may end up going down to that gray level from there. If we do not, and the other scenario with support and resistance levels on the first test is we could just go right through this zone on the first test, close 2 candles above it, and then I'll long a retest of this, targeting at least that R1, if not that 63K level. Those are the key levels to watch. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you like this video, give it a like down below. We really appreciate that. And subscribe for future educational content around cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. We want to hear from you, so leave a comment in the comment section below and let us know what type of content you would like to see come out of the Lutheria community, and we will make sure to put that on our list for things to deliver. Until next time, onward and upward.